What's up guys, it's Darius and today I'm bringing you guys another Final Fantasy 15 video, and basically this is going to be a video actually going over 30 plus new facts and details that actually came out of an exclusive active time report that was recorded for Japan a couple of days ago to a week ago. Now before I get started, I just wanted to say sorry for the lack of videos. I actually was on vacation the last week or so, basically just my first vacation after school got done for me, and I'm basically just trying to enjoy my summer and whatnot, but I do realize there wasn't that many videos, so yeah, I apologize for that. But anyways, let's just get started. So the first one is that you can't climb in the game. I know, a really weird one, simple one. I actually thought you probably would be able to climb, but I don't know, I guess they just didn't think that was an important mechanic in the game. The next detail or fact about 15 in its development is that there's a system similar to a skill tree. You can also learn new abilities. We already kind of knew that. We already kind of actually saw that in trailers and in gameplay. The next one is that the game isn't going to be set in an open world. You can freely go wherever you like. Since there is a main quest, the more you progress, the more places you'll be able to go. And some people may find that surprising because they actually kind of did say how big the world is going to be. But I actually kind of expected that because they did forewarn us in the past that it isn't going to be a straight up open world. The world is going to be big, and every time you get to a certain point in the game, you're going to have a lot of space to explore, but you're not going to be able to just freely go basically to a point in the game where, you're not going to be able to go to like the ending location in the game where you'll go against the final boss. Rather, you'll be able to go to different places in the game. You'll be going against different people and bosses and meeting new people, but those places you go to will be pretty big, and you'll have a lot to explore before you move on to the next place. And you'll most likely be able to go to places you've been in the past if you've already been there. The next one is that the action isn't very difficult. It's an RPG through and through that everyone can enjoy. The game will have difficulty settings, which will be discussed more at E3. Next fact is that the second episode of Brotherhood Final Fantasy 15 will come out around E3. The next fact is that there are 7 types of standard weapon categories, and each category has a variety of weapons. Combined with the Phantom Sword, there are even more categories within itself. And that's pretty cool to hear, because I'm really glad that there's going to be a lot of customization, a lot of options when it comes to combat, because for me, the first thing that popped in my mind is just that that's going to be one thing that kind of stands out apart from Kingdom Hearts and will make this game very unique, especially amongst other action RPGs and other Final Fantasies, is that how deep you're able to get into customizing your own, sort of loadout, I guess. Next fact is that there won't be a gallery mode in the final version, but there are plans to make it in the game after it is finished. There are no plans for a camera mode. That actually kind of sucks, because I really do enjoy camera mode in games. If any of you guys are friends with me on Facebook, which I doubt you are, you would see that I post a lot of in-game screenshots. I did so recently with Uncharted 4, because that game was just absolutely beautiful, and it made it even better that you are able to go into so much detail with having different filters and effects for camera mode in that game. So yeah, it kind of sucks, and I actually was hoping for that, but it's whatever. Next fact is that cars are faster than chocobos. I would hope so. The next fact is that white hooded man from the E3 2013 trailer is still in the game, and that was important to clarify because we actually hadn't seen anything of him in a while. So yeah, that's good. The next one is that in response to users concerned about the downgraded graphics from the Platinum demo, who asked when we'll see the graphics of the actual product, the response was, please look forward to E3. And that's a good response, because not only does it give people, not only does it confirm some stuff about 15 being at E3, it also kind of calms down any people that worried about the graphics, because while the graphics did look really good in the Platinum demo, they didn't look as good as some of the trailers and other things we'd seen in the past. The next fact is that on putting out an Ignis cookbook, quote, if you're publishing, by all means make us an offer, quote, and that's pretty funny. That would be cool to actually have an Ignis cookbook though. The next fact is there are no plans for an Ultimate Edition without the Noctis figure. The next fact is that you cannot control the bolt, you can control the camera, however. That's a little weird as well, but whatever. It's not going to be the main gameplay of 15, so I guess we can deal with that. The next fact is that there aren't just 10 songs from the previous Final Fantasy games to listen to in the car. There's an abundance of songs to enjoy. Since there are law restrictions and such per country, being able to play your own music in the game is a difficult thing to implement. Now that would have actually been pretty cool if you were able to play your own songs in the actual car, but no, I think Final Fantasy's done a good job of having pretty good music in their games literally every time, so you always have that one or two songs that you love to listen to in every game, and the fact that they're putting a bunch of songs from different Final Fantasy games in this one game that you'll be able to listen to is pretty awesome. So I think we'll be fine without having to be able to play our own music. The next fact is that you can save at any time, not just at camp, which is a pretty good fact to know about now. The next one is that you can return to areas you've previously visited as long as it's before the last boss. And that was basically what I mentioned before, was that, yeah, if you've been somewhere and it's been before the last boss, you'll be able to go back to that place and explore. You'll be able to go back to, side quests that you haven't been, you haven't completed and all that other stuff. So the next fact is that you can fast travel by choosing campsites such from the map, which is a good tool to use because obviously, like I said before, the map's going to be freaking huge. The next fact is that in response to why did you develop this game for 10 years, Tabata said it's not like they decided from the beginning that they were going to develop the game for that long. And I don't know anybody who actually asked this question, but apparently there were some people who literally thought that they decided to develop the game for 10 years. But I'm pretty sure if they wanted it to be done by now, if they could have it that way, they would have. I'm pretty sure no developer wants a game to be developed for 10 years. But honestly, I'm actually kind of happy that they took their time with it and they stuck to it, because now the game is probably going to be better than it ever would have been, especially with it being on better hardware now. The next fact is that facial and hand designs for Prompto were altered after receiving negative feedback so that users around that world could better receive the game. And I think the same thing actually happened for Noctis, especially with the voice acting for Noctis. And personally, I didn't really see a problem with Prompto at all, because if you know his background and you know he's not from the same area that the other guys are, the reason why he's so he's so outspoken and very goofy and he's not very proper like everyone else, is because he's not from a royal family like everyone, and he's from basically, I guess, a worse part of the Lucis kingdom, or a worse part of the world where people don't have it as easily as the other guys do. Excuse me. The next fact is that Hajime Tabata's favorite character is Noctis, and Akio Afuji's is Prompto. There are no plans to release a soldier-style Cloud's costume from the Final Fantasy VII movies as a downloadable content, and I'm pretty sure that's going to change in the future. Square Enix knows good and well that we love our skins and everything, so they're definitely, even if it's not Cloud, they're definitely going to have costumes from other, 7 series, Final Fantasy series like 7, and probably some other Square Enix games in general, especially if the game is very successful, which is probably going to be. The next fact is that you'll get a game over if you fail to land the car from flights, but it's not difficult at all to land the cars, which is kind of funny, but like I said, we should be able to land it pretty easy. The next fact is that there are many parts based on the real experiences of the SAS. Some of it is also influenced by a trip to Europe that Tabata went in his 20s. That's pretty cool. The next fact is that you can give Chocobos buffs through meals, and that's pretty cool as well, because again, it just further goes into how deep this game is, not only with just yourself in battle, but having different weapons to choose from, being able to possibly upgrade your car, especially being able to fly in it, being able to upgrade the rest of your people in your group, now being able to upgrade your Chocobos. It just even further shows how diverse and how deep this game is, customization and progression wise. The next fact is that the Lucis government is a friendly one compared to Shinzo Abe administration. Let's stop there. So basically, he was just going on that one. He was just going into a little description of the Lucis government, but didn't want to get too much into it because he didn't want to spoil anything. The next fact is that Tabata wants to release a bundle, but that's up to Sony Interactive Entertainment. He'd like to if it could happen. And I've been saying this for a while too. I definitely think that Square Enix and Sony, maybe Microsoft, but I definitely think Sony and Square Enix would definitely make a Final Fantasy 15 PS4 bundle, because there are some people who don't even have a next generation console at all, and there's people like me who, obviously a lot of us bought PS3, looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy Versus 13 at the time, and now they come out and say it's going to be on the next system. Some people really don't have money like that, and with possibly PS4 getting a price cut, it would be cool to have a 15 bundle to come with the game and then also come with the actual system. The next fact is that after development on the game wraps up, Tabata promised Saga creator Akitoshi Kawazu, sorry I butchered that name, that he would clear Final Fantasy 2, which is pretty funny. The next fact is that Tabata is planning a countdown to midnight release live stream on September 29th, and that'll be pretty cool too, because I'll most likely be doing that as well, depending on the day. And my package should be coming, I think the next day or the same day it comes out, so I'll definitely have like an unboxing and whatnot for you guys for that. The next fact is that Tabata attributes Noctis' drinking ebony and brotherhood to the behavior of a young person drinking coffee to be cool, since Noctis says he hates it in episode Duskai. The next fact is that the name Ebony, which is both the name of the development tool and Ignis' favorite coffee, comes from the color black, which is the key color in 15 and the color of the coffee. Since there's already an Ebony coffee in New Zealand, they might not be able to use this name overseas. The next fact is that Justice Monster's release timing will be announced immediately following E3, and the next fact is that a Day Zero edition of the Active Time Report is planned for June 13th, the day before E3. So yeah, out of all of these facts, there are definitely some facts that pertain to this channel and me having to actually do stuff for you guys, which I'm very excited for. Like they said, it's going to be Active Time Report on June 13th. Justice Monster is going to release a release date or timing is going to be given immediately following E3. There's going to be a countdown stream on the 29th to when the game actually comes out. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff that I actually have to do for this game that they just announced in this Active Time Report. But let me know what you guys think of all of these facts. What was your favorite piece of news or fact and detail that came out of this Active Time Report? I think, like I said, it was exclusive to Japan, so even if I tried to watch it, I don't know if I would be able to or even understand it. So I'm glad that I was able to find all of these basically translations and details afterwards. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think of all of this down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Again, comment with others down in the comment section and have a conversation with them. If there's people who you know that didn't know any of this information pertaining to 15 and would like to know, please share it with them, and please subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.